This is the course module for troubleshooting. A brief overview of what we would be doing in this course module. We would be starting with what exactly troubleshooting is and basic methods of troubleshooting. Then we'd be learning about how the BIOS performs the post, that is the power on self-test, about what all devices are tested by the post and how does it report an error. And finally, we would be talking about operating system. What is what does the kernel mean for an operating system? How does an operating system interface between the user and the hardware?
BIOS uses a sequence of beeps from the motherboard attached loudspeaker. Then there is a problem in power supply or in power supply system board problem, disconnected CPU or disconnected speaker. If there, if there is a continuous beep, then it means there is a problem in keyboard. If there is a one beep, then it means that system is okay and there is a normal post.
First, verify CPU registers. Second, verify the integrating of BIOS code. Third, verify some basis component like DMA, timer, interrupt, controller, etc. Fourth, find size and verify system main memory. Fifth, initialize BIOS. And sixth, provide user interface.
Operating system has operating system components. User input to an application initiates interaction with the computer hardware devices such as CPU, memory, I/O devices, etc. Since there will be multiple programs running in parallel, hardware resources need to be controlled, which is a task of OS. This executes a program results in process OS, memory and other resources together with priority assigned to each process. Process continues interaction with user and other devices. All this is done by kernel. What is a kernel? Kernel is a bridge between applications and actual data processing done at hardware level. It manages system resources and provides lowest level abstraction for hardware resources. Resources consist of CPU, memory and I/O devices. How does kernel manage multiple resources? Depose sources of inputs for events that require action. Let the sources tell whenever an event occurs interrupts. Kernel is specific to OS and allows interfacing with variety of hardware resources. It needs a way for these resources to tell OS how to interface with them. This is the job of device driver. Start. Operating system. Operating system is a set of system software programs that regulate how the application software controls the hardware and how the users control the program. It also acts as an intermediary between application software and actual hardware to perform hardware functions such as input, output and memory space allocation. Primary operating systems. There are three kinds of primary OS. First is Windows, which belongs to NT family, and its first public release was in 1993 and latest stable version is Windows 8, which was released in 2012. Then is Linux, whose first release was in 1992. Linux kernel 3.5.2 was released in 2012. Mac OS X, the first public release was in 2001. 10.8 was released in 2012. This was the latest version of OS X Mountain Lion. Obviously.
Did you know that you and your computer speak different languages? It doesn't speak Spanish, or Swedish, or Chinese. It speaks in ones and zeros. You can't communicate directly with your computer. That's where your operating system comes in. The operating system is the program that lets you interact with your computer. Together, the operating system and computer hardware form a complete system that determines what your computer can do. There are many different operating systems. Two of the most common ones are Microsoft Windows and Mac OS X. Windows comes preloaded on most personal computers. Mac OS X runs on all new Macs. Operating systems aren't just for computers and laptops, though. Mobile devices run mobile operating systems like Apple iOS or Google Android. Operating systems for mobile devices are designed for interactions with smaller touchscreens. Before downloading new software or applications to your computer or mobile device, you should check to see if the application is compatible with your operating system. Some applications work on all operating systems, but others only work on certain ones. So, get to know your operating system to see how it works and what it can do.
Having done the module, now let's have a look at certain review questions. How does post indicate any error? How does the OS get control after post has been performed? How would you recover your data if your operating system has crashed Remember, you can't format your drive in this case, as that would lead to loss of the data. And finally, how would you troubleshoot the error shown to you by post? For example, if it tells you that the RAM isn't working, how do you figure that out and how do you change your RAM?